Hey, good morning, wrestling fans, and welcome to PWR Today, Monday, December 20th, 2021. The man they call Meathead, the lovely Linda K. Linda, do you know that we are only 3 days away from Festivus?
Yes, and just 5 days away from Christmas.
Oh, yeah, Christmas too. I forgot about Christmas.
Yeah. But yeah,
But, I got a lot of problems with you people.
This year has flown by. I mean, it's already the holidays. My goodness.
It is. And it's kind of a holiday here in the Milwaukee area because, we had a concert yesterday. We got a big show tonight down at the Fiserv. But before we get into it, let's talk about the sponsor.
Our sponsor is the great Collar and Elbow. Make sure to check out collarandelbowbrand.com. Check out the latest and greatest in wrestling street fashions. And I keep talking about a Meathead, but this is the final week for you to try to get your gifts in and delivered. It's historically been very fast shipping from Collar and Elbow. So if you're still looking for gifts for your loved ones or for yourself, you can use promo code LindaK. That's LINDAKAY and save 10% off your order.
Nice. Hey, we talked concerts. There was a big show yesterday in the Milwaukee area for somebody that's not in the WWE anymore. I have no more words for Jeff Hardy, but he performed that at the Miramar yesterday.
Yeah, Jeff Hardy was in town. I was not aware he was doing a music tour. We later discovered a lot of the dates were coinciding with what would have been his WWE tour dates. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I unfortunately could not have made it, but definitely is a talented man, and I would have liked to have seen him performing music live.
Yeah, and I made the pun there, no more words, and that's why he kind of went back to the No More Words theme song instead of the original Hardy Boys music. So, can't you see the writing on the wall?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, Jeff Hardy performing at the Miramar. Just a little note here from the show. It looks like it was $25 for tickets. You could do a meet and greet as well. Private meet and greets were $150. This was 5 minutes solid with Jeff. You can get first crack at Jeff Hardy merchandise, the meet and greet, all that other stuff. But the music performance was included after that, which was very limited availability. But like I said, during the show, he performed No More Words by Endeavor After.
How about that?
Yeah. Now, we joke that you weren't able to see the Jeff song, and Jeff performance here in Milwaukee because you were
back down in the Ville. It was OVW's Christmas Chaos special, and Meathead, it definitely was chaos. There were 6 titles on the line. All 6 OVW titles had a special stipulation, and it was a packed house. It was a hot crowd. We had great matches, including the main event. Once again, I got to announce that one, of course, that featured former senior intern for PWR, Cal Hero. It was
the kid with the fanny pack.
It was an OVW tag match with our current champs, the Fanny Pack Party, against their nemesis, Dark Clouds. And it was a tables, ladders, and chairs match.
Wow.
Where the Nightmare Cup was also hoisted above the ring. The team who grabbed that did win the belts, but all types of shenanigans, tables, ladders, and chairs. Oh my. Let me tell you something, Meathead, personal experience here. So obviously I've seen many TLC matches on TV and, being ringside matches, we've seen a lot of chair shots, some ladder matches, some, tables going through. But when it's literally right next to where you're sitting, it puts a whole other perspective.
I was going to say, you haven't seen anybody stabbed, right? Nobody stabbed the referee.
No, not that. No, not that stuff. OVW, family-friendly entertainment.
Good.
But I, having splinters shooting out over my head.
Wow.
The tables, chairs pull underneath me. I mean, I was ready to go. I had on some pumps, but I was ready to run if a chair was needed to be grabbed. Long story short, Fanny Pack Party retains and are still the OVW Tag Team Champions. But for anybody that missed it, OVW YouTube does have it uploaded, and it'll soon be back added onto Fight TV.
Cool. Hey, let's talk about the weekend's wrestling besides OVW. Let's talk about Smackdown. And you heard Matthew and I talk about it. You and I have talked about it. I was giddy when anticipation, hoping Farmer Brock was back on Smackdown. And unannounced, at least to the television audience. It was announced in the Chicago area that he would be at the show coming from the Allstate Arena in Chicago or Rosemont, Illinois. Very hot building, lots of just legendary matches. You've been in that building. I've been in it, but we've all been in that building. It is an older building. It's not the most user-friendly, but it is a hot building, right? We didn't know if he was coming on TV, but there was Farmer Brock, and it was Paul in the back waiting for his tribal chief. And out comes Brock. He is laying it in thick. He had on a denim jacket, bib overhauls, and some flannel.
The thing that was missing, I mean, it would have ruined that surprise because Paul Heyman was expecting his tribal chief. But given how he was looking and this new Brock Lesnar we're getting, I would have liked it if he would have showed up on a tractor. Let's get that.
Oh my God. Beer truck, milk truck, tractor.
Yes.
Oh, and then you could shoot out grass or hay or, I don't know.
Cow chips.
Cow chips. I hope they're not real cow chips.
Yeah.
Oh, there is nothing more entertaining just that makes me giggle right now than Farmer Brock in WWE.
Yeah, it's so good. And just having Paul Heyman waiting for Roman to show up. He thinks it's Roman. He's getting Brock. Yep. Yes, that set the pace. Just great to for the rest of SmackDown.
Yeah, let's talk about some of the matches. SmackDown did not open up with a 30-minute talk segment. They actually had a tag team match. It was Toni Storm and Sasha Banks defeating Charlotte Flair and Shotzi. Shotzi and Toni obviously newer to the brand. Charlotte and Sasha have had their matches, their battles, part of the original 4 Horsewomen. Toni Storm goes over, and this was a match to highlight her, but it seemed like her and Shotzi might have been just a little off. Maybe it's a different path, different rhythm. They're not used to working together. Things were a little clunky.
Well, I mean, I guess it's still nice to see how our veterans here, Charlotte and Sasha, are being utilized to help the newer younger stars get over. Maybe just a little bit, more storytelling. We're just kind of getting into the thick of things with the new feuds that we're getting with the recently drafted superstars up to SmackDown, working some different programs, with the stars of Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks, for example. But, with a little bit of time, I think, we'll get a little bit more chemistry, a little bit things gelling a little bit more. Maybe, again, this was just a tag match to kind of, keep things moving along with the current storylines. But I like that. It was a fun way to kick off the show and the women's tag. And like you said, it wasn't a 20 to 30 minute talking segment. We got action right off the bat, so that was cool to see that hot Chicago crowd.
New Viking Raiders entrance. They defeat Jinder Mahal and Shanky. Shanky getting a lot of feature in this match.
Yeah. I know Viking Raiders are still getting pushed up right now, still getting the win, but again, trying to shine some light on some of the newer stars over to SmackDown, and that being Shanky.
Drew McIntyre recovered his stolen sword, from Happy and Madcap, his sword Angela. Scrap Daddy told Drew he couldn't bring it to the ring anymore, right? So he put it right through his desk. And they stole the desk last week. So now Drew's got his sword back, and this is going to lead to a match with the Scottish Warrior taking on Madcap Moss at day 1.
Surprising that it wouldn't be Happy Corbin, but...
Well, that's what the heels do. The heel threw his heel partner under the bus.
Yeah, that's true. I will say they do, make me snicker a lot. The jokes, though, this past week weren't as good as their previous ones by Madcap Moss. But I did find it funny that the sword's still on the desk, and happy that Drew McIntyre has it back, and hopefully he can still keep it with him at ringside moving forward.
A man's no man if he can't unsheath his sword once in a while. Ridge Holland defeats Cesaro. Ridge Holland, the up-and-comer, being let out basically by his manager / still wrestling, Sheamus.
Yeah, there's another example right there, pairing off the newbie, if you will, with a veteran at the likes of Sheamus.
Yeah.
And him getting over on Cesaro. I mean, that was huge.
So Naomi defeats Shayna Baszler, and Naomi still got her thing going on with Sonya Deville. What did Shayna Baszler do to upset everybody? Because remember, Shayna Baszler was the first one to ever destroy an elimination chamber and eliminate everybody. she's being jobbed out now.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, her pairing with Sonya, I would hope get her back into the woman that was feared by everybody in the women's locker room.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure. I just honestly, the ongoing joke between you and I, the whole Mysterio Seth Rollins storyline just kind of dragged on.
That's been going on for over a year or so.
Yeah, I want this to finally come to fruition. Sonya, Naomi. I know it's getting there. We're slowly getting there, and I know you and Matthew talk about a slow burn sometimes being good, but this one I want it to finally explode. We want this to happen.
So here's the weird thing. New Day and the Usos had another match, and we've said this for months and years on end. They're great dance partners, all four of them together. Yeah. Together, separate, doesn't matter. They called this a championship contenders match. The New Day already has their title match at day one against the Usos. What were they battling for, other than to rub it in their face again? But the New Day victorious over the Usos one more time.
Maybe just. You want to give a great match for a hot crowd. Let's give them Usos and New Day, or they will not disappoint. But it kind of played into, when the tribal chief does come out saying saying the things he does not like. One of it being seeing his family, his cousins lose.
I've seen my cousins lose. Yeah.
Right.
So. And let's speak about the tribal chief real quick. So after Farmer Brock, Paul's sitting there waiting, and this was very telling, Linda. Remember, it's always in front of us before we even know it. Mm-hmm. The door opens up, and Roman got out on the other side of the car.
Right.
He's pissed. Let's go to my ring.
Mm-hmm.
They get to the ring, and he's got questions. Did you know Brock was going to be there at SummerSlam? And he's still pissed, and he has not let go of this, and he's got a grudge, and he's holding it. Thank you for your service to me. Thank you for your service to my family for 40 years. You're fired. And he did a subtle wink and a nod to the Usos, and they were going to go ahead and take out Paul Heyman. Superman punched to Paul Heyman's face. Here comes Farmer Brock to destroy Roman Reigns.
Wow. Okay, so this crowd was behind Roman. Let's get that out there right away.
The crowd wasn't behind a lot either. They seemed like they were sleeping, and that's Chicago, folks.
Well, I was hearing the Roman chant, so I'm like, okay, this is good. And we knew one day, and we was getting there, that Roman would find out. I mean, we still don't know for sure everything that was going on with Paul Heyman. Let's mention that as well. But one day we knew that Roman was possibly going to hit spear. I don't know, Paul Heyman. And we got that.
Going to have enough of his legal counsel.
Yeah, so we got that this past Friday on SmackDown. But I will say I thoroughly enjoyed that segment.
I did too. I came out of my seat for it. I mean, I really did.
And I loved how it was just a subtle, and you're fired.
Yeah.
Not that you're fired.
Well, we're used to Vinny doing it. You're fired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just, it's like, thank you. Like you said, thank you for your 40 years of service to my family. Yeah. And you're fired.
No talk of a severance package. No talk about FMLA or, any kind of short-term disability. Nothing.
Right. And right off the back, boom.
Yeah.
Superman punch. So, but then, that props up Brock Lesnar, who comes in and whoops Roman. Wow. I mean, this is the first time we've seen Roman laid out on SmackDown.
And laid out good, too, with a couple F5s.
Yes.
Okay.
Insane.
Let's move on. We always talk about what happened on our weekend sports-wise as well. A big record was set. Or was it tied? Or was it set? Now, Linda, I know you're thinking. I'm talking about Aaron immunized COVID toe Rodgers and the record he tied for most touchdowns in Packer history. Well, he tied. The record I'm talking about happened on Rampage. Do you know what I'm talking about?
All I can think about is the 442 touchdowns as a Packer that he has now tied Brett Favre for.
Yeah, and I mean, think about the insanity of 442. His backup is going to break it. Think about that. We've had a starting quarterback in Green Bay since about 1993. Here we are in 2021. 2 quarterbacks that have just dominated the entire league.
Insane once again.
Yep. No, we're talking about the record set on Rampage. Oh. Because of the amazing match, and we didn't obviously get to talk to you about Dynamite this last week in that 1 hour just slobber knocker between Hangman Adam Page and Bryan Danielson. but we know the boys are always there. They're not there to hang out in catering. They're there to actually work. We know that the boys are there to work. So what they did was on Rampage in 1 hour, they had an 8-man, a 2-woman, and a 10-man tag in 1 hour. That's 20 talents in matches in 3 matches in 60 minutes.
Does that also include managers and valets? Because they were
Nope,
out there as
that's
well.
just the talents that are performing.
Oh, wow. That's tremendous.
So, and everybody's getting a check, and that's the whole thing, right? They're at the building. We didn't know that these guys were going to go an hour. So, I mean, it took up all the TV time. So, yeah, they're going to wrestle on Rampage. But, oh my God, it felt like they shoehorned them in there. And then it didn't feel like that. It felt like it was a match that almost was okay. I mean, 8-man, a 2-woman submission match, and then a 10-man.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Rampage. So the opening match, excuse me, was an 8-man tag. It was the infamous Bobby Fish and the Super Click, which was Adam Cole, baby, and the Young Bucks. Taking on freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy, Rocky Romero, and the best friends, the Kentucky Gentlemen. You know what? You're going to have to ask around Kentucky next time you're down there about Chuck Taylor and Trent with Wheeler Yuta. So the Super Click had Brandon Cutler outside, and then the best friends had Wheeler Yuta. So there was technically 10 talents right there as well.
Yeah, we did not get Sue, though.
No, there was no Sue. Because they said they were going to try to retire Sue and take her W-2s.
Yes, I know they said that, but I had faith in best friends that they would be able to protect the mother figure.
You got 2 big hugs as well, because you got to give the people what they need.
Mm-hmm.
Your thoughts on the match overall? I mean, it was very fast. The only things I've never liked in wrestling are that whole group waiting for one person to do a move. And it is what it is. I mean, when you get an 8-man tag and a 10-man tag, you're probably going to get those.
Yeah, well, I was highly entertained in this match. Orange Cassidy, he just does not.
Yeah, some new moves this time.
Yes, that's another thing.
I feel like he caught Adam Cole with his hand in his pocket, caught him in between his arm and his body, and was able to do a hip toss with it.
Mm-hmm. And then the kip up, hands in his pockets. I also noticed that he was initially trying to get his hands in his pockets. He did it on the ropes and mimicking one of the Bucks. I am not sure which one it was, but that was unique itself. Even the kissing Adam Cole on the cheek thing. All right, this is getting funny. I love how they're doing each other's moves in these past weeks leading up. I mean, it's been hilarious, but highly entertaining match as well. The good guys won, and it was nice to see Trent doing his thing and looking strong as well in his return.
Also, another segment that happened that wasn't even a match, the return of American Top Team's Dan Lambert, joined by the Men of the Year, All Ego, Ethan Page, and Scorpion Sky. The thing about bad guys, I mean, if we're going to go from, say, Thanos to, MJF, when they talk, while they're an exaggerated version, there's always something in what they say that is absolute truth. And the true bad guy believes what he says, and he believes that that's his version. The real good heels in the business can go back and forth without changing who they are. They just change who they face. Dan Lambert might be right about Cody Rhodes.
That's a great quote right there. Yeah. Dan Lambert.
That literally was off the top of my head. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. So I know, I still chuckle about how I think it was Excalibur this time saying the return of, unfortunately, of Dan Lambert and the whole thing with Top Team. I'm glad it is just Dan Lambert right now with the Men of the Year, so we can focus more on our guys here that are wrestling regularly. And now having Cody inserted into the mix, okay, this adds a whole nother element. And I'm just wondering what Cody will do next. I'm still not sure how the fans are mainly feeling about him. And I know you and Matthew talked about it, that the episode after the table incident with the fire and whatnot, like that he does not have to do that, does not have to go that far. But I can't speak.
We're not
for
asking
him. Maybe he feels he needs to. I'm not sure, but with this one, him facing or going against Dan Lambert and his crew, and but having Dan speak about the comparisons or his relationships and whatnot, like it makes you think a little bit more about it. Okay, brings it to life.
I was going to say, add this into it as well. Cody's not helping himself. He doesn't come out of the left tunnel. He doesn't come out of the right tunnel. He comes out of the center, his own personal entrance.
Ah. Well, I honestly didn't catch that. That's a good call.
All right. Submission match. Ty Conte with Anna Jay. Ty Conte, a black belt in jiu-jitsu, taking on the super bad girl, Penelope Ford, with the bunny. You know who really came out of this looking good? We know Ty Conte can submission wrestle, but Penelope Ford had to work too.
Right. I've seen her, in her main move and her flexibility and talents, but great match with the ladies. I like how there was some interference, subtle interference during the match, and then at the end, obviously there was more. But with the winner being Ty Conti, I sure hope so. She is the jiu-jitsu black belt,
right?
Black belt in jiu-jitsu. Excuse me. So
the belt she wears is black. Yes.
Yes. So I'm glad she did come off with the win. And then we have Bunny coming in afterward with the
popped her with the brass knucks. Yeah.
Brass knucks. Yep. So more to come with these ladies, but I did enjoy that match, and a submission match. I'll take that with the ladies division.
And it was the only singles match of the evening because the final main event match was a 10-man tag battle. All right, so it's the team of Mad King, Eddie Kingston, Santana Ortiz, and AEW World Tag Team Champions, the Lucha Brothers, Penta El Zero Miedo, and Rey Fenix, with Alex on the outside, again, another talent, taking on 2.0, Jeff Parker and Matt Lee, Daniel Garcia, and the acclaimed Anthony Bowens at Yo, Platinum Max Caster. Holy smokes. You know what made me laugh? It wasn't the pre-match interview that Mark Henry does, where Eddie Kingston's like, dude, I'm done with you. Are you going to be about it, or are you going to step up and do it? He comes up and goes, Mark, do your thing and let's go.
Yeah.
Eddie's fantastic. But did you hear Max Caster's rap? He's like, yo, something about JFK and dude, he said before he started fighting.
Yeah. He said JFK and CIA. That's what it was.
But and I mean, right while he's rapping, go,
Oh. Yeah. I
lost it for that.
Because I think Max Caster had a match at Dynamite, same city, same arena. So I was thinking, like, this is the second rap.
Yeah.
So I was waiting to hear what else, and then it got cut off. I'm like, oh, okay.
But him yelling, just like, oh no, the bad guys are coming.
Yeah, that's good. And yeah, another, of course, you can't have a 10-man match without it being action-packed. And of course, we got that. Even with Eddie Kingston in there, like he's just fantastic right now. And it's interesting to see him working also with Proud and Powerful, PNP, as he was saying. Yep. I like that we can have them working with others outside of Inner Circle, and it's still working, right?
Yeah.
And just everything overall. Great way to close out Rampage. And I don't want to jump too far ahead, but the end of the match, I can't even picture who won. I would say the good guys won this match, right?
Yeah. Garcia grabs a handful of Kingston's trunks and rolled them up for the 1, 2, 3. The winners, Max Caster, Anthony Bowens.
Right. He cheated though. Yes.
Yeah, it was a handful of tights.
All right, but then we get.
We got the run-in from Jurassic Express and Christian Cage at the end.
Right.
But Jungle Boy hands the AEW Tag Team Championships back to the Lucha Brothers. But I'd keep an eye on that because I believe, aren't they the number one contenders?
Mm-hmm. I do believe so as well. And that helped put a little at the end of Rampage. But I like that. They came to help them, but also those could be ours as well.
There you go. This is what's coming up on Dynamite tonight. Again, we love AEW for doing this because we have half of the show already booked. Orange Cassidy and Adam Cole, baby. Native Beast, Nyla Rose, and Ruby Soho in the TBS tournament. This is the semifinals. AEW World's Women's Champion, Dr. Britt Baker's Christmas party with Tony Schiavone. Malachi Black taking on Griff Garrison. CM Punk, Sting, and Darby Allin against MJF and FTR. That is a huge match. That's the main event right there.
Yeah, AEW this week. We get Dynamite Wednesday and the Holiday Bash continuing
on Saturday night. So when you're done watching the Packers, pound in the Browns in Lambeau Field, then turn on Rampage.
Don't forget the Bucks also playing at home at 1:30 as well.
Of course they are. You know why they're playing at home? Because they're the defending world champions on Christmas Day on ABC. Of course. Right.
So it's Bucks, Packers, and AEW.
That's a whole day of action, baby.
Right.
Tonight, in Milwaukee. The Fiserv, where are you going to be?
At the Pfizer Forum. Meathead, I'm going to be live at Monday Night Raw.
Hey, everybody in WWE and everybody watching at home needs you to kick up that crowd. We need them to be loud because we can feel it come across the TV when the crowd is into it.
Hand me a microphone.
You know how to use a microphone, and we've seen you ring it out. So, I mean, might have to get you in the ring too. We've seen you also get pinfall victory.
Ah, very nice.
All right.
That's true.
Yeah, it is true. So that means tomorrow morning we are going to be talking to Matthew Thomas. We hope to have word from Linda on how everything went at the Fiserv. But for Linda Kay, for the man they call Meathead and myself, thanks for stopping by. We will talk to you tomorrow morning. So long, everyone.